everyone, welcome to Xiaohe Classroom. In this section, we will introduce the communication configuration of H312 as a TCP client. You need to use the socket communication library to implement TCP client-side communication. Let's open the program directly to take a look. Under the left library communication class, you can see the socket communication library. After expanding, you can see that it contains 4 instructions. It can be used to establish a connection with the TCP server, send and receive data to the server, and close the connection. You can directly go to the definition of the instruction to view the description of the specific pin, meaning this is the socket open instruction, which can realize the connection between the TCP client side and the server. Socket type write 0 for UDP, write 1 for TCP client side. Then the following is the Internet Protocol address of the TCP server. Then the local port number, as well as the server port number and timeout settings. You can establish a connection with the TCP server by triggering Enable. After the connection is successful, the corresponding connection ID will be generated. If there is an error, you can also check the specific Begin meaning here. This is the socket open command. We will use the debugging software on the computer to make a TCP server. So the IP set on the command is the computer IP. The type is set to 1 for the TCP client side. Then the local port number is 2000, and the remote port number is 3000. Note that the port number is distinguished from the default ports 502, 102, etc. Then trigger M0.0 to establish a connection with the TCP server. If the connection is successful, a corresponding connection ID will be generated. This ID also needs to be applied to subsequent receiving and sending instructions. Enter the content and length of the message on the sending instruction, and send a message by triggering M0.1. Then set the address of the good message storage on the receiving instruction, and trigger M0.2 to receive it once. Trigger the close instruction to disconnect the connection between the client side and the server. After the connection is closed, you need to re-trigger the open instruction if you want to send and receive data. So let's just take a look at the project. Set the Internet Protocol address of the PLC to ensure that it is on the same network segment as the TCP server. Here, use the debugging assistant as the TCP server. The IP of the server is the IP of the computer, and then the port number is the same as the remote port set in the program. Then directly start the server's port listening. Trigger M0.0 to establish a connection with the server. After the connection is successful, you can see that the data sending and receiving window appears on the server side. At the same time, there is no error on the command. Now you can send and receive data. For example, the client side first performs the operation of data transmission, sending a length of 10 consecutive bytes through VBO. After the transmission is successful, the receiving area of the TCP server will display the content sent by the client side, and M0.0 will be automatically reset after the transmission is completed. Let's take a look at the receiving instruction. The debugging assistant sends data, and then the PLC triggers the receiving instruction to receive data. If you want to send it, it is the same. If you trigger it again, you can send it again. If you want to close the connection, trigger M0.3. You can see that the communication has been disconnected. If you need communication, you can re-trigger the open command. The above is a configuration operation of H312 as a TCP client. That's all. Thanks for watching.